Okay, so the next part of this setup is actually for me going to be cutting in the hinges. I had to design the door to accommodate what I'm using, which is a European hinge. It's by Blum. It's a self-close, soft close hinge. They're very good, high quality hinges. They don't need any screws except for in the cabinet, so they actually work really well for doors that need to be painted or adjusted or moved around. I've already cut one of them. There's a special system that I use that I picked up that actually cuts the 3 holes. This is a very standard size for Blum. There are others that use the same pattern, so it's well worth having something like this that'll cut everything in a very machine sort of way. Now what I had to do was I had to make the hinge so that there was enough room at the end so that there's some meat, and then when we made the doors and designed how big they were going to be, this groove that I made for the molding, the hinge opening needed enough stock to be behind that groove. So there was some thinking involved in it. When we set up the doors, my brother wanted the doors to match all the face frames, so we have 2-inch doors, 2-inch face frames, so they're the same. And then the hinge had to work. He wanted to go smaller, but I couldn't do it because any smaller and I wouldn't have been able to work with these hinges. So I'm going to show you one of the cuts. Now these throw a lot of dust, so I do have to have that vacuum cleaner on. It's a very heavy duty drill. And there is a tremendous amount of sawdust that comes out of here. That's why I have to keep that vacuum cleaner running. So now I have 2 holes cut into one of the legs for the door with a snap-in hinge that will pop right in. And the way that I designed this originally was so that it could fit this as well. They're a little tight. First few times, okay, now there's in. Now there's just enough room for the hinge to fit on the face frame, and then if you look at the back cut here, I have room for the groove, and there's just enough of this at the back so that there's actual meat and stock. It's a really nice system, and then once you get used to how to put them in, there is a sweet spot. Now it's tight. I have it tight, and then just snap it in, and these hold really well. And then the nice thing about it, because they're soft close, is they will close by themselves and draw the door tight. So that's the next setup. I'm going to do all the doors, cut in all the hinges now, and then I'll start putting the doors together.